There are moments in life when everything suddenly feels confusing. You try to do the right thing. You pray. You trust God. Yet circumstances begin unfolding in ways you never expected. Plans fall apart. Doors close. Situations arise that leave you asking a difficult question. God, why does none of this make sense? If you've ever felt that way, you're not alone. Many believers experience seasons where life becomes difficult to understand. Today we're going to talk about why those seasons happen and how faith can guide us through them. The moment life stops making sense. Most of us naturally assume that if we are walking with God, life will move in a clear direction. We expect clarity. We expect guidance. We expect things to eventually line up in ways that feel logical. But life often unfolds differently. Sometimes events happen that we never saw coming. Sometimes prayers are answered in ways we didn't expect. Sometimes doors close that we were sure God opened. And when that happens, confusion enters our faith. We begin asking questions like, did I misunderstand God? Did I make the wrong decision? Did I miss something important? These questions are very human. But Scripture shows us that confusion is not unusual in the life of faith. Even strong believers experienced confusion. Throughout the Bible, we see faithful people encountering seasons where life did not make sense. Consider the story of Job. Job was described as a righteous man who honored God. Yet suddenly his life was filled with loss, suffering, and unanswered questions. Job did not understand why these things were happening. In fact, much of the book of Job records his struggle to make sense of his situation. And yet, his story reminds us that confusion does not mean faith has failed. Sometimes confusion is simply part of the journey, the limits of human understanding. One reason life sometimes feels confusing is that our understanding is limited. We often see only a small part of what is happening. We see today, but God sees the entire story. Proverbs 3 verse 5 reminds us, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. This verse acknowledges something important. There will be moments when our understanding is not enough to explain what we are experiencing. Faith invites us to trust God even when the full picture is not visible yet. When God's plan unfolds slowly. Another reason life sometimes feels confusing is that God's work often unfolds gradually. Think about the story